What's up, guys? The Snowman here, and we're getting closer and closer every day to the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Today I've got my Group F preview. As always, if you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media, and check out my other group previews as well. Right now we're going to dissect the 4 teams in Group F, look at each team's qualification journeys, some key players, some coaches, and my expectations for this group in Qatar. And the 4 nations in Group F, the heavyweights at the top: Belgium, coming off a 2018 World Cup where they finished impressively in 3rd place. Canada was awesome throughout qualifying. This is just their 2nd ever appearance at the World Cup. We've got Morocco as well, and then the team that did one better than Belgium in 2018, Croatia, 4 years after their dream run in Russia. And let's kick things off with the Belgians, who are currently number 2 in the FIFA World Rankings. Fun fact about Belgium, they're the only country ever to be number 1 in those rankings, but never win a World Cup or a continental title, so the Red Devils still chasing that first major trophy. It was a tidy and efficient qualifying campaign. You never know when you get put in a group with solid teams like Wales and the Czech Republic, but Belgium went undefeated through 8 matches. Striker Romelu Lukaku, the leading scorer in qualifying with 8 goals. He's dealing with a muscle injury right now, but should be healthy for the World Cup. Belgium with plenty of goal-scoring threats, though, as they netted over 3 goals per match in qualification to reach their 14th World Cup finals. And the star you don't want to take your eyes off of for Belgium is Kevin De Bruyne. His individual accolades are filled to the brim: Bundesliga Player of the Year, 2-time Premier League Player of the Year, numerous Team of the Season entries, 8th in Ballon d'Or voting last year. Simply put, De Bruyne is a game changer, a complete football player. You can play him anywhere in the attacking half, one of the best playmakers in the world due to his technique, his vision, his creativity, and passing abilities. Can also rip it from a long ways away, shows up in big moments for both Man City and Belgium, like the 2018 World Cup quarters versus Brazil. They'll go as far as KDB takes them. Belgium's manager has been with them since 2016, the Spaniard Roberto Martinez. Martinez has seen it all as the manager of Belgium, spent the previous decade coaching in the Premier League, including Everton from 2013 to 16. Martinez with a great tactical mind, does some broadcasting work as well, just very knowledgeable and well-versed, but he may be on a short leash this World Cup. Belgium under Martinez has sort of gotten the reputation of being great on paper, but losing that luster when it matters most, whether that's in 2018 against France or Euro 2020 versus Italy. Everyone in this camp is under a lot of pressure, and that kind of rolls into my expectations for Belgium at this World Cup. I don't know if their championship window, their golden generation, has come and gone, but at least they definitely have experience on their side. They're currently minus 200 favorites to win Group F, so about 65%, and really they have enough star power where they should be winning this group. Then you turn to the knockout stage. I think Belgium seems like a quarterfinal team to me. Could they go further? Of course, but I don't know if they can return to the semis. It's been an up and down year. 2 defeats to the Dutch in the UEFA Nations League. I hope that aging back line doesn't come back to haunt them in December. Secondly, in Group F, let's go through how Canada qualified for the 2022 World Cup, their first appearance since 1986. The Canadians were by far one of the most impressive teams throughout any continental qualifying period, unbeaten in their first 11 games of the CONCACAF octagonal as they finished in 1st place. Canada was especially strong versus the USA and Mexico, getting their first World Cup qualifying victory versus the United States since 1980, and their first win overall versus the Mexicans since 2000. They were also the first team ever to take at least 8 points off of the USA and Mexico in the final round of CONCACAF qualifying. They're breaking in new ground, Canada proving they're not only a hockey nation, and the man who does a lot of the heavy lifting for Canada, Alphonso Davies. Learn the name if you don't already know. He's a star for Bayern Munich, and I'm sure his international spotlight will only grow throughout this World Cup. Just 21 years old, a fullback, but does so many things for Canada, can play in the midfield if need be. Davies, one of the fastest players in the world, so adept at recovering defensively, and in turn that allows him to venture up the pitch and be more multifaceted than most outside backs. Davies well on his way to become Canada's most capped player ever, and maybe even their all-time leading scorer, even at the defensive position. I like John Herdman, the manager of Canada. He's an Englishman who coached the Canadian women's national team from 2011 to 2018, led them to a couple of bronze medals at the Summer Olympic Games. Herdman took the opportunity to switch over to the men's side in 2018, and they've seen remarkable improvement with him in charge. Just 47 years old, the Canadian Federation will be hoping to build something special with Herdman. He could be the main man for a long time, and expectation-wise, I was kind of shocked to see Canada with the worst odds in this group on most of the major betting sites and bookkeepers, the fourth best odds, even behind Morocco. But I think there's an outside shot they advance out of the group stage. They seem like a really appealing dark horse candidate to me, a squad that's very close-knit, excellent team chemistry. I know the opposition in CONCACAF wasn't the toughest the last couple of years, but Canada just full of energy. They did lose recently to Uruguay in the most recent friendly, but wouldn't shock me in the slightest if Canada finishes number 2 in Group F and makes the round of 16. Our third team in this group is Croatia, Russia 2018 runners-up, and they topped the group including the Russians, Slovakia, and Slovenia. Croatia lost their first game on match day 1 to Slovenia. It was a tight race the whole way through between them and the Russians. In fact, this qualifying group came down to the final match day where Croatia and Russia met. The Croats winning 1-0, so they avoid the playoff. Extremely balanced scoring throughout qualifying. Modric, Perisic, and Pasalic all with 3 goals each. This World Cup will be the 6th one in the last 7 cycles that Croatia has qualified for as an independent nation, and they're in some fantastic form at the moment. Pulling the strings, as always, for Croatia is their superstar Luka Modric. Who could forget his virtuoso performance at the 2018 World Cup, which led to a Ballon d'Or that same year. He's now 37 years old and aging like a fine Merlot, still active in Real Madrid's midfield, leading them to a record 14th Champions League title a few months ago. Modric has been magnificent lately for his national side in the UEFA Nations League. Just a consummate professional, the ultimate orchestrator, sublime with the ball at his feet, always looking to set up his teammates. He's still absolutely one of the world's best despite being on his last legs. Zlatko Dalic, a very well-known man in international football, Croatia's manager since 2017, engineered that remarkable run in Russia. Croatia has been a constant threat under Dalic, that's including in the UEFA Nations League where they're into the semifinals this season, just topped a group that included France, Denmark, and Austria. Dalic with a lot of experience coaching in Saudi Arabia and the UAE before Croatia. And I spoke about the recent hot form for this team, Croatia looking mighty against superb European opposition. They might be on the final gasp of a golden generation just like Belgium, but Croatia can still make some noise in Qatar. Modric was irresistible against Denmark and Austria. He continues to defy age, and then the rest of the boys will just follow suit. I think their expectation is to certainly make it out of the group stage. Talent-wise, they should be finishing second behind Belgium, even though I like the Canadians. Croatia seems like a round of 16 team to me. I'd put the max ceiling at the quarterfinals. Final team in Group F is Morocco. The North Africans were about as flawless as you can be in their second round qualifying group. Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, and Sudan, the opponents there. 6 wins in 6 matches, 20 goals scored, and just 1 goal conceded. Then in the third round playoff, their expansive offense was on display again, specifically in the second leg versus the Democratic Republic of the Congo. 5-2 on aggregate. The Atlas Lions into their second consecutive World Cup and 6th overall. They've got one of the most talented rosters in Africa, Ayoub El Kabi, with 6 goals to lead them in qualifying. And Morocco's star player is an easy choice, PSG's Achraf Hakimi, 23 years old and an incredible right back, one of the best two-way fullbacks in the world. Spent his early career at Real Madrid, winning the Champions League in 2018, also played for Dortmund and Inter Milan. Now he's a consistent starter in Paris, a quick, explosive, and powerful right back. Great at playing long, accurate passes from defense, can also play higher up the pitch as a winger. I just love the dynamic that he brings to this Moroccan side. Meanwhile, the manager for Morocco is Walid Regragui. Like Hakimi, he's a former right back, but Regragui has only been on the job since August. That's because the old manager, Vahid Halilhodžić, had a lot of friction with one of Morocco's best forwards, Hakim Ziyech. Halilhodžić refused to play Ziyech in the African Cup of Nations in January and in 2021 as as well. So eventually it boiled over. He got the boot, and in comes Regragui, who has restored Ziyech to the lineup. And on that topic, Morocco has played well in the first couple games with this new regime. My expectations for them, look, their odds are pretty similar to Canada's in terms of advancing out of this group, but I think they can be competitive too. They had a couple of friendlies in late September, defeated Chile 2-0. That's a quality win. Drew Paraguay as well. If I had to pick, I'd say they finish in 4th place in Group F, but they're still a pretty solid side. Morocco has gone beyond the group stage just once in their history. That was back in 1986. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for them to make the knockout stage, though. Definitely no further than that. It's more likely they exit in the group stage, but I still expect fun and exciting football from the Moroccans. Thanks a lot for watching my Group F preview for the World Cup coming up this winter. Please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media if you want more soccer and football content. Leave a comment. Let me know who you think wins this group, and please check out my other group previews as well. Cheers!